The Cardinals won their fourth straight game last night in game one versus the Atlanta Braves. And there was a lot of guys that showed up last night. Welcome to Arch City Sports, a St. Louis sports podcast covering all of the sports in St. Louis. Make sure to follow on Instagram, TikTok, subscribe on YouTube, follow on Spotify, wherever you listen or watch your podcast. We would really appreciate that. Almost at 300 on TikTok and Instagram very quickly here in the first 2 weeks, which is awesome to see the city of St. Louis supporting the pod. Last night, though, a big series began against the Atlanta Braves. We knew coming into this sweeping the Giants. We talked about this yesterday. This is a big test for us to kind of see where we're at. We're obviously trending upwards, as we discussed yesterday. But is the success that we've been having sustainable, or is it a success that just kind of comes and goes, as we've seen earlier this year, starting off slow and then getting hot and then losing 2 out of 3 to Miami? Can we have that sustainable success? And last night was a great game one, great start to the series. We win 4-3. We are now 3 games over 500, which is amazing to see because it was a couple years of not even coming close to that. With below average baseball we were playing. But like I said, last night, a 4-3 win. And as I opened with it, a lot of guys stepped up. Lance Lynn was huge, 6 2/3, 1 run. He's a guy that I've been bragging about on this podcast and different videos I've been posting. One of my favorite players of all time for the Cardinals. But he was great last night. 6 2/3, like I said, 1 run. His ERA is now 3.86 on the year. He finally gets a win, his third win of the season. Ryan Fernandez came in after him, pitched an inning and a third, only walked 2, or I should say did walk 2, but didn't give up any runs. He's been, again, so good for us out of the bullpen. And then Helsley did get his 27th save, but he made it interesting. We had a 4-1 lead going into the ninth, and we ended up pulling this one out 4-3. He gave up a couple, and there's been several outings now that he's given up a couple, and I've been very glad that we've gotten 2 or 3 run lead every single time when he comes in. Wasn't his sharpest, walked a couple, but he did end up getting that 27th save in a row now. For Ryan Helsley. Looking at the lineup, Burleson continues to produce. He was 2 for 3 with an RBI. Contreras making his return last night with an RBI single in the third inning. Everybody got in on the action besides Carlson and Crawford. They were 0 for 7 combined. Michael Ciani with a couple hits. It was good to see Gorman at least get a hit here. And then Brendan Donovan has really jump-started this whole season, batting in the 220s for the majority of it. But this last two and a half weeks, he is now up to 269, and he had a great series against the Giants. The power is really there. He had 3 singles last night, but Brendan Donovan's a guy that he was batting 5th last night for us. They gave Goldy the night off, and they gave Arenado the night off, and we came up with a 4-3 win. Now game 2 is going to be a tough one. I believe they have Reynaldo Lopez on the mound. I'm going to double check that real quick. Yes, Reynaldo Lopez against Kyle Gibson. Kyle has been great at home. He's been great overall for us with a 3.44 ERA. So that's a great test. But I'm really liking how our lineup's swinging right now. Again, if I really hope this off day for Goldy and Arenado. I mean, Arenado's got this banged up elbow, so he's kind of recovering. But I really hope this day off for Goldy does him well, and kind of refreshes him. Burleson was at first last night, and I just want to win tonight, win this series, get that over with, and then be looking forward to a sweep. The game's at 6:45 tonight. This is a very quick game 1 recap. Looking into game 2, though, Reynaldo Lopez, not talked about enough. This guy's going to be an all-star. A 1.57 ERA for the Braves, 5-2 on the year in his 74 innings pitched. This is a lineup that is missing Acuna. And they're missing Strider out of the rotation, but this is also a lineup that has Marcell Ozuna, who's been an MVP candidate. Austin Riley is starting to get hot in this last week and a half. Obviously, Ozzy Albies. They have Jared Kelenic batting at the leadoff spot. They still have enough weapons to easily beat you. They're 10 games over 500, and they've been one of the juggernauts of the National League for the past few years. So we can get comfortable here. They showed it last night going into the ninth with a 4-1 lead. Helsley giving up a couple and made it really interesting. So we have to punch first again tonight. Kyle Gibson hopefully can lead us to his 6th win and our 41st win of the year. Tomorrow's episode on Wednesday, we will be covering the game 2 recap as well as looking ahead to game 3, but also going to be covering a little bit of Blues draft situation process here, because kind of looking at some of the prospects that are available for us at that 16th pick, because the draft is Friday. So thank you guys for listening. Of course, make sure to follow on Instagram, TikTok, subscribe on YouTube if you're watching over there, and also follow on Spotify if you are listening over there, and rate the show as well. A 5-star would be very much appreciated. We really appreciate you guys listening, and we will see you guys on Wednesday.